today and saying, oh, you were there, right? when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, I was so skinny and so underdeveloped that my brother used to tell me when I turned sideways and put out my tongue, I looked like a zip. That was what I grew up with. You know, that was what it's been something my whole life.
Yeah.
So not being able to put on weight. And one of the things that I found with obviously not this program, but with a couple of our other products, is that I've been able to gain not fat, but muscle mass, which to me has been the important piece. So with the body balance, which I don't know, I'm sorry, I walked in like...
No, we're total virgins in this department.
Okay,
we don't
know anything about
the product.
Okay,
right,
great. Okay, so this is body balance.
Yeah, okay.
And that's a product that's been around a long, long time. It's something I've been taking for 15 years. And it's really what got me into this whole thing. That as a foundation, I take it every day. I wouldn't be without it. And basically what that does is it fills in all the gaps that are missing nutritionally because of our diet, because of stress, because of environmental toxins, because of all the things we're exposed to in our everyday life. We have gaps. Even if we eat all organic, everything, we still have gaps. And so this starts filling those in because it's a very, very full food supplement. It's basically organic aloe vera and seaweed. And it tastes good, even though it sounds weird. And when people start drinking this, it's amazing what starts happening, because it just simple physiology, you know, when our bodies finally get the nutrition it needs, it can do its job properly. And so that's the foundation for me that started the whole thing. And then we also have a couple of other products. We have a protein shake that's different to the new one that's coming out, and a green powder product. And putting those two together, I make a shake for my breakfast every morning. And with just those products alone, I've been able to really build and maintain muscle mass in my body. So it's been amazing. And when I was, thank you, that's great. About 10 years ago, I had a series of car accidents and ended up not being able to physically do very much at all. And I really credit these products, what I was talking about, because for 6 months, it was hard for me to even walk, much as do anything else. And I didn't lose muscle mass. I mean, it was amazing. And this is what I was doing every day. So that's the way I found not to bulk out, but to actually put on muscle that makes me feel really healthy. So what Leo just handed me is a information sheet.
Okay.
Because we've got, as you can see, we've got a line of products, so there's different bits and pieces on there. And there are a couple of the products if you want.
So we can have copies, please.
Maybe there's a couple of people who want to share their stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, one of the other things that for me is so important, and when we were first looking at all this way back when, was, you know, so many things look good on paper, but what really happens when you get it in the human body? I mean, for me, that's, you know, that's the end result. The end result is like the main foundational piece for me, because I know a lot of supplements don't get metabolized. They don't get used by the body. So, you know, for me, it was really important to see, wow, people really are getting this. You know, it's really making a difference for people. So, if there is anybody who'd like to share anything, that'd be great. I always love to hear people's experiences.
Krista, I will, because this Jan knows my wife Christine, so we'll just explain the details of that
Oh.
a bit further, if that's all right.
Okay,
I just
sure.
bumped into them on the street.
Oh wow. Okay,
Perfect
great.
timing.
Yeah, please.
So, for those of you that don't know, my chronic fatigue, I met Christine 25 years ago, and very long story short, she couldn't drag herself out of bed before 10 o'clock in the morning, which is hence why when they came here, her and her mum opened a shop. Liz opens the shop at 10 o'clock. Christine always has, and still does because that's the routine, turns up at 11:30, 12, and then Liz goes home at 4. But that was out of necessity because Christine literally couldn't get out of bed before 10 o'clock in the morning. And this is from 25 years ago.
Wow.
She doesn't listen to what doctors tell her to do, which I applaud, but so she tried a million different things to get well and have more energy and vitality. She just couldn't find it. She was always in bed and allergies for Africa. Anyway, tried a million different things. Then she met Jacqueline 2.5-ish years ago, and she brought this stuff home, body balance, and I said, yeah, it's just another one. But then I started seeing the difference, and this is over a period. It's not transformational overnight. It probably took 6 weeks before she started to get some real results. Anyway, now Christine's 54. She gets out of bed at 8:30, 3-4 days a week, and runs 10Ks. 4 times a week, and that's only in the last 2 years since she got right into this. That's Christine. Eventually she talked me into taking it because I'm now 51. I had a cruciate ligament thing from football, and the surgeon that fixed that, when I went back 12 weeks later, he's saying, can you do this, can you do that, can you do that? And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm taking this stuff that my missus told me to do. He said, well, keep taking it because I was going to tell you that the other one was probably going to go as well. But he said, now from that to this, I can't see any difference. And that's 3 years ago.
Wow.
So that's me and Christine. And what I see, I think Jacqueline said it first, you wouldn't know, would you? You see so many people. You look at my wife and you wouldn't know that she's ever had this chronic fatigue stuff. Even before she started getting, you just see people, a million people, and you don't know. But now I know about this stuff and I talk to people, anybody over 40 has got some kind of problem, haven't they? And some of them have it really quite bad, but you would never know. Anyway, so I'm totally sold, and now we came to this thing yesterday, and I've been saying to people on the phone today, with the ethics and values that this company has after 27 years, if there was one product I was praying for them to introduce, then they turn up with it yesterday and say, we've got this thing called Be New, which is all about weight management and boosting your metabolism. And I know I don't even need to ask what's in it because I know the integrity of this company. So that's me and Christine, that's our story.
Oh, thank you. Anybody else like to share their experience? Or have you guys got any other questions?
What country is it made in?
It comes from the United States. The company is based in San Diego, in Southern California.
Is it your company?
No,
No?
we're just independent
Distributors.
Distributors, yeah. But we've been with the company for a long time.
It's not made in Mexico.
It's not.
It's not.
No, it's not made in
They mix it with their feet there, I know
Yeah.
It's not made in China.
Actually, our aloe is grown in Mexico, but it's grown organically, and the company contracts it direct. So it's grown especially for the company.
How much is it?
That's our only connection to Mexico.
I remember seeing a program. They're actually making sweets, some sort of sweets, and it was like they were making it in a tin garage, and Grandma was mixing it with her feet. And when I see, yeah, I know. And when I see, sweets at places like the warehouse, and they're made in Mexico.
Well, what you may not know is that all the good wine is pressed with the feet as well.
Yeah, that's true.
The more expensive, the more feet.
Grandma's feet may have a.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't show she was washing her face.
Well, I share my story because I started out really healthy. I'm Austrian originally, been here since 1982, and got into health in New Zealand. Because as a classical musician in Austria, health was never entered my consciousness, especially not nutrition. So I got that much into it, and was actually, Krista was one of the people I met when I first got here, talked to me about health and nutrition. And so I got that much into it that I did the self-sufficiency, because I thought if you want to eat good food, you have to grow it yourself and eat it fresh out of the garden when it's ready to eat. Being an idealist, and I thought I live in the healthiest place on the planet and eat the healthiest food on the planet, and I was really fit and healthy and very happy. And then my wife got pregnant, and she was 47 and she was hormonally infertile, so all the health improvements did make a change, but she thought it was early menopause, so until the menopause was definitely moving, she didn't think of anything else. Hello, welcome. I'm just telling a story.
I could hear the giggling up the stairs, so that's why.
Yeah. So that was when the midwife took a blood test and came back with mineral tablets and said, you're very mineral deficient. And to me that was a real shock. How could either one of us be mineral deficient? But of course at that point I thought I was her 47, pregnant, mineral deficient, exhausted, whatever. So, but that was just a blood test, and that was not something I would put a lot of attention on. So I said, okay, well, let's go to a few friends of ours who know a lot about these things and have a few more tests. And so I went with her, and we both had tests. And both those guys who used very opposite ways of diagnosing and treating, both of them said we were very nutritionally deficient, needed pretty much all the minerals they tested us on. So that set in motion a 3-year journey of looking at why are we mineral deficient, what can we do about it, and certainly not eating pills. That wasn't the answer. And so it took me 3 years to find this product, because I wanted a whole food. I didn't want something made in a laboratory. And once I realized that New Zealand soils are extremely low in minerals, they're very deficient, there's lots of trace elements that aren't there, and the body will cope for a long time. The body will make up for what's missing. But when you add stress, the body eventually gets to that place where it can no longer cope, and that's where degenerative diseases show up. We weren't that far down the line. We were lucky enough to find out before we got that far down the line, because after the pregnancy and taking on the 87-year-old granddad who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and prostate cancer, and so there was a lot more stress to come, and thankfully at that point we were already on this. We got granddad off the Alzheimer's, off the cancer. He died 7 years later overnight on pneumonia, and a very happy, healthy old man. And my wife, she used to say what she felt the main ingredient there was a spirit of helpful magic, because it gave her life energy back. And there's just thousands of people now that I hear that they were running out more or less noticeably, but when they get on this, it fills up. It's like when your bank account is empty or a bit below empty and somebody all of a sudden puts in money. You know, it fills up, and there's that feeling of abundance, and that brings back the well-being that most of us are really looking for, if you know it or not. So it happened for us. We started out thinking we were the healthiest people, and the changes that happened was like within a couple of weeks, my sweet tooth, and I'm Austrian, so I was born with a sweet tooth for many generations. I looked at that stall at the market, the Austrian stall, and I looked at all those sweets she had there. And I thought, gosh, I couldn't, in the past, before Body Balance, I couldn't walk past that store. I would have bought 2 of each and eaten it all. You know? And today I could just look at that, and I looked at the woman, and I said, I could have a conversation about Vienna and sweets, and she was busy talking to me. And I could just very peacefully walk away. I didn't want it anymore. But this is now 14 years of drinking Body Balance, but within 2 weeks, I didn't go to the fridge and look for something more to eat after dinner. The sweet craving had completely gone. That was the first thing I noticed, because that was big. And then, of course, over the years, there's room for improvement. It gets better and better. So, nice.
Great.
Cool.
I'd like to just share a very short story. When I was introduced to Body Balance, that's about 3 years ago. We just moved away from Wellington. We were actually blown away. We lived there for 5 years. We were blown away. Actually, quite literally, because my partner Nicolona was actually getting sick of the horizontal rain. Literally, draining energy. And we'd already tossed out all the chemicals, household chemicals, gone organics, etc. But it didn't really do a lot. And when we came to the South Island, we were introduced to Life Force and Body Balance, and went on it for her benefit, and nearly immediately noticed a lot of difference. She's had tremendous results, and but for myself, I'm a reasonably healthy guy. I've always been a reasonably healthy guy, but I saw the results with Nicolona, and I thought, wow, I need to try this. So I tried it, and my reflux had gone, my energy had lifted. So there's, even as a reasonably healthy guy, I now feel on top of the world. I haven't been sick in 3 years' time. So that's fantastic. It just can go on and on and on. Thank you.
I have a very long story, so I won't share all of it. I'll just share little snippets. So I've been on the product now for about 8 years. And when I came across it, I'd lost my health previous to that. And I was on the journey, I was looking for something. So I'd done all the extreme things to try and resurrect my health. My diagnosis was chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, chemical toxicity, had heaps of allergies with foods and things. I was down to about 5 foods that I could eat rather than big cabbage, and I don't get into cabbage that much now, unless it's sauerkraut because it's completely different. But yeah, I just had so many foods that I couldn't eat, so a huge imbalance, major immune disorders, and energy way down, a lot of pain in my body. And when I went to the doctors and the different specialists, they just said, well, you've got all these things, it's just age, you know, you can't do anything about it. Immune disorders, there's no cures, you're stuck with them. And that was devastating. I was a busy person and I wanted my life back because I was housebound, bedridden, and my world was getting smaller, and that's not what I wanted. And so it was really timely for me to hear about Body Balance. I went to one of Manfred's talks, and you know, I'd done all these extreme things to try and get my health back, thinking, well, if it's in the food, great, I'll eat the best food. I did juicing, I did raw food, I went vegetarian because I thought that was the answer. And yeah, they all made little changes, but I knew that something major was missing. And then when I heard about the minerals from the sea, I thought, yeah, that makes total sense, because if it's not in the food, it's not going to be in the wheatgrass juice and things like that. So I started taking Body Balance, and the first things to leave was like the exhaustion went, because I would previously wake up feeling like I wish I could sleep again for another night, and it was already morning. So, you know, it was fantastic to get that energy back, but my mental clarity, which I didn't have, I had no short-term memory, nothing, that all started to come back. So bit by bit over time, I got my health back, and now it's amazing. I can do long-haul flights, no jet lag. I can be around people who have got, you know, diarrhea and all sorts of flus and bugs, and they go, oh, I shouldn't come near you, you might catch this. I'm fine, I won't catch it, I'll drive with you in a car, I'm resistant to it. So now my immune system is so incredibly strong. So, you know, the product has totally changed my life.
Oh,
work with product.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
I just ordered this online.
thank you. Who invited you?
Well,
Little
somebody else
gentleman and these two just happen to be down the
Oh,
So I'm
I
called
thought I
Bob.
recognised you.
yeah, Paul can get you
Yeah.
organised.
I saw this lady last night.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah.
There's a lot of us around.
You can fight.
It's around. We'll fight.
You've got my phone number.
We'll
anyway.
wait till you've
You've got my
got
phone
have
number.
a-
I'll go with you and Jen can go with him.
What does
We go in now.
We're all
We're
friends.
sorted.
That's not a thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You
You're
were
welcome.
destined to hear about it, Jen.
Yeah, absolutely.
See ya.
Wow.
So hopefully you have enough information to make a decision if you want to pursue it. There's plenty of people that can help you do that.
Obviously.
I know that you asked about the pricing. We can get you that information as well. And it'll be available in just a few weeks as far as this particular product. The other products are available now. And I know
So are you selling this product yet or not?
No, the
But-
venue is going to be available in February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
and we're
that
taking
new.
pre-orders
It's really
probably
new.
next week, so you could order it next week or so and have it delivered right to your house.
So how do people buy this stuff? How do you get it?
Well,
so you're not
it's,
in the shop, you're obviously
No.
through people.
it's word of mouth.
People.
Mhm.
It's all word of mouth. And one of the great things about that is if you use the product and you decide that you like it and you get 3 other people to like it, yours is free. So free's good, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And you can just send them to meetings like this if you want, or we can talk to them on your behalf, or you can just chat with them and you can get yours for free. The same with this weight loss product too, the metabolism booster when it's available. So it's all very informal, person to person. Cuts out all the overhead of the shops.
Mm.
Yeah.
So basically, everyone gets it directly from the warehouse. I mean, not the warehouse, but the.
Where they mix it
Right,
with-
right.
Not the
You
big
can mix it with the
red
drink when you go
warehouse.
home.
Yes.
That is optional.
From the Auckland warehouse, isn't it?
Yeah,
The White
exactly,
Horse
yeah.
warehouse. Our warehouse.
Yeah, it's tricky,
Yeah.
isn't it? Not that.
No feet included.
No fish. So you're a distributor yourself? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so how much is it going to cost me?
Wow.
How much do you have?
How much?
Well, okay, so if my husband and myself were to take it, how much per day do you take?
I'll let Krista's the guru here. Straight from the
Okay,
horse's
so usually what I recommend is that people start with a bottle a week. So we have what's called an 8-pack, which would be what you would want, which is a month's supply for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the cheapest way per bottle to buy it, is the 8-pack. And I'm not sure what the New Zealand cost for that is. So.
It's just come down and none of us are familiar with it.
Yeah, they just dropped the price. So
It comes in 4 packs, so it would be 2 starch packs.
okay, $296 plus
Yeah.
delivery. Okay. Yeah.
So it's going to $296 per month.
Yes.
Plus ship, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
Say $300 a month for the both of you. Yeah.
we'd have to feel really, really good.
Yeah.
Comes with a 90-day
3
membership.
months.
You can try it for 3 months and see if you feel really, really good after 3 months.
Yeah, it does come with a 90-day money back guarantee.
So okay, so if I do a 3-month trial,
Yeah.
and I said we are both feeling as the same as we ever were.
I don't
feeling
want to
as bad
continue.
as- Yes.
Right.
Don't want to continue. You give me my 3 months money back.
The company will, yeah, absolutely.
Krista
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
I got.
That yes, absolutely.
okay.
Yes, they will honour that.
Try it at New World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Try it, help us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We don't have very many people do that, but it's totally available for people that want to do that.
So, are you thinking that people will need to stay on this for life, or is there a finite term?
It's a very personal decision. This is something I would not be without. This is how I start my day every morning. It's how I've started my day for the last 15 years. And I wouldn't be without it, and I never want to be without it, because I just know for me, it's the foundation of everything I put in my body. I mean, the quality of food is not going to change. Environmental stress is not going to change. You know, life is not going to change. And so if I want to keep the level of health that I have now, or actually even get healthier, then for me, this is my health insurance. This is what I mean, there are things that I love to do. I love tramping in the mountains. You know, I don't want to not be able to do that. I love traveling. I love, you know, all the things that I love doing. I don't want to not be able to do that. And I know what it's like to not have my health, like a lot of other people. And so for me, it's not really even an option. But that's just my own personal decision. It's, you know, everybody makes their own decision about, you know, well, I feel good now, maybe I'm going to stop for a while or whatever. That's totally a personal decision to make. There's no hard and fast rules.
I'd like to say something about that. One of the people that I had brought in onto had fibromyalgia as well, and she noticed in a very short time that she could go back in the garden and on her knees and do all the shit that she likes. And she stopped after 3 months because she felt so much better. And she's about to get started again because, you know, her health or her lack of health has caught up again. You know, she's back to the point where she says, okay, I need it again. So her body has had a top up of minerals and she's running low again. So it's staying on top of the game. For me too, you know, like I said, I'm a healthy guy, I'm staying on it. I love it. I feel what it does to my body. But that's, and why I appreciate Life Force so much is because they make it possible for you to have for free. Why would you go off it if you got it for free? That's fine.
That is pretty amazing, yeah. That's a big plus.
So how much, this is a liquid?
Yes, it's a liquid. Yep. In fact, you've never tried it. Would you like to try it? What it tastes like?
Not that bottle.
Not that bottle, that's water.
It'll taste very bland.
Yes, it will. It tastes like water.
Do you put extra water with it or what?
No, just
glug it.
drink it, glug it straight. Yep.
Give us a glug.
There's a glug. Go for it. Yep.
There we go, so we give it a good shake.
Do we need to make room if you start dancing?
Leo knows the magic trick.
Have you tried it before? You've tried it before?
Yeah,
Okay.
he showed me that
Oh,
trick.
okay.
It's very good.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, great.
And you
Have
had
I
a
met
drink
you before? You look familiar. No.
So you
How
would
long
drink
ago
one
was
of
that?
these a whole bottle
How
a
long
day.
ago was that?
These
This
are
is
the
what you
ones,
do.
that's the equivalent. See that
There's
little
no
glass
impact.
next to the web
Yeah.
That's got the measuring
yeah,
cup.
these
And then I had to have a break because
And
we went overseas.
yeah, that's got the 120 measure.
Right. So now we're
So what's that? new
back
one?
again.
Yeah, and just looking at the
This
the
was that-
new,
was that the
the
new one?
being new.
Be new.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
Sorry?
like
Was
it
that the
added
new one?
fridge too.
It's much
So-
nicer.
Yeah, you're on
So
the
you keep
new.
it in the fridge.
You're getting the new one now, aren't you?
The Body
Yes,
Balance.
yes,
Yeah.
you should
Hey,
pay
what's
for
the
one.
colour of the new one?
Yeah,
The yellow,
no,
it'll have the
no,
yellow
no,
stick
yeah.
on it.
It's on every now and again. It's
Yeah.
in
So you came to hear about the Be New, and you came in after we
I
talked.
know.
I had visitors arrive for lunch.
That's all
It was
right.
a touch and go with you, would make it today or
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh,
So it was
right, right. That's fine. I
Maybe
mean,
we
we
have
could.
a short meeting after this.
Yeah, we could do that. I'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
because I've left them at home.
Have you? Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're really excited about it.
At this time of the year, and you know, you just don't know what's going to happen in the next minute when there's a knock on the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, don't like to be at home away from home for too long. No. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So what I was sharing before was that we've been involved in a test program with people who have been using the product before it hit the
It's
market.
listed, not just
You know, this is the Be New, yes, this program here that's part of.
I think I've left my glasses on.
Oh, that's all right. It's just to show you the pictures of what the products look like, really.
Can I go through there?
Okay, yeah. So basically, there's 3 products that form, you know, the program itself. And this is the one that it all revolves around. Is that one here? and that's the metabolism booster.
And is it a liquid or is it a?
It comes as a powder.
It took me 3.
It comes in little sachets of powder like that, and you make it up into a liquid and drink. You just pour it into a glass.
And is it once a day?
Twice a day when you're on the program. Once a day if you want to keep it as a maintenance thing.
Obviously, there's other things to go with it, like your food intake.
Oh, we've got a whole diet program and exercise program and all of that kind of thing that are part of it too, yes. But these are the products that actually...
These pictures that you're looking at, the people who did that just did powder. They didn't do the diet or exercise. That was just from the powder.
Right, it was, yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing. So, yeah, so we had people who just used this, not even the rest of the program. All they did was that. No diet, no exercise, nothing, just that.
And that was like on 2 of those a day or one of those,
2 of those
a day?
Yeah. Amazing results. And then we had people who did the whole program, like the products, but no diet, no exercise. And then we had people who did the whole program and the diet, no exercise. And then we had
Gotcha.
right, so we had a
Right
whole mixture just to see what kind of results people were going to get. And I mean, everybody got phenomenal results. Whether they were taking just this, whether they were doing the whole 9 yards. Obviously, people who are doing the whole 9 yards got the best results, but the results just from this alone were unbelievable, amazing.
Yes.
Blew me away. I mean, I knew it was going to work, but I had no idea it was going to work as good as it did.
Wow. So what's the pricing for?
We don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah,
It's still,
it's come. Yeah. We will probably, it'll probably come out next week. We're thinking.
So
We're hoping.
have you heard of that?
I have heard of that. Yes. Yeah. That's
Supposed
the
to be the and it was
that's
trialled
the
in
green coffee extract, right? Green coffee
in
bean
the,
extract.
I think Italy or somewhere.
Right. That's one of the main ingredients in that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to see what the ingredients were.
Yeah. So
I'll get on the
very
list
similar.
and through you.
yeah. So this is one of the main ingredients, and then we've got quite a few other ingredients that work in combination with this to actually really enhance how the fat burning process and the metabolic balancing and all of that stuff can be really like optimized. So you're totally on the right track. I mean, it's, how much was that?
Well, I sold them for 40.
Oh, okay.
I buy them.
Oh, you buy them in and sell them. Ah, right. Awesome. Wow, that's great. Yeah, green coffee bean extract is amazing stuff. It really is.
Share with her what else is in there.
Yeah. So what else is in here is and you if you obviously been researching this stuff, one of them is African mango, which you've probably seen.
Yes, well, we've all heard about that.
You've heard about that.
So is that in there?
That's in there as well.
Because it's had mixed.
The trials that we've been going off have been pretty phenomenal, and they've been trials that have been done with a company that has nobody that they have to prove something to do, which is pretty important. There's also a combination of a particular thistle extract and mangosteen extract together, which also has been shown to have tremendous results in terms of what's called leptin sensitivity in the body. So one of the things that happens when people, I mean, as people age, it's part of the aging process too, that as people's health starts breaking down through stress and other things, what happens is that the fat cells in our body contain a hormone called leptin, and that leptin does a lot of things, but basically one of its main functions in the body is to communicate to the brain, I'm full, I've had enough, I don't need anything else, I've got what I need, thank you. And so it stops hunger cravings. It also does a lot of other things in the body, but that's one of its main functions. And what happens as we age, and what happens as our bodies get more and more out of balance, whether it's through stress, through aging, through whatever, is that what's called leptin sensitivity, which means the brain is sensitive to that signal, starts breaking down. The signal gets weaker, the brain's not getting the signal, and so that hormone starts causing havoc in the body. And so what this does, or what those two ingredients do, is that it brings back that leptin sensitivity. So that's one little piece, yeah. So there's quite a few, and then there's raspberry ketones and dried raspberry, which actually gives it the flavor that it has. So there's a number of different things, and when you put them all together, the synergistic effect is far greater than using each one of those things on its own.
And the white kidney bean too.
White kidney bean extract is another one, yeah.
And isn't there, in fact, seaweed in there? The meritrim, isn't that?
No, meritrim is not seaweed. Meritrim is the what I was just talking about, the
mangosteen.
Mangosteen and the thistle extract, yeah.
And I like what you were saying the other day when we were talking about the powder, the apple pectin that's actually in it is a prebiotic,
yeah.
you know, for the stomach, so it's all that like calming and
something. Not sure whether we have it here.
We don't have it.
We don't have it here. I was looking for a list of the ingredients that they usually.
I've got a copy that was sent out. Do you want it?
No, I don't need it right now. No.
Yeah.
So the combination of these, along with the program where people can get it for free, makes it a
yeah, it's
really popular.
Very people are getting very excited.
We just released it in the USA just last month, and it's
actually last week.
Well, it shipped last week, but they've actually been selling it now.
We've been people have been pre-ordering for a couple of months.
Going nuts.
Yeah. But just seeing people's responses, like, you know, these guys on the front cover here, they're personal friends of ours. And so, you know, a lot of the people who have been part of the beta test program are people that we know very personally. And so it's not just, you know, some trumped up photograph that's on the front of a brochure. Oh, excuse me. They're real people with you know, real results.
Yeah, they're losing about a half a kilo a day.
Yeah, it's pretty astonishing. But doing it, it's yes, and that's the question that a lot of people ask, because you shouldn't lose weight too quickly. But that. Yeah, that's it's an average, and that kind of weight loss, what we've seen is it happens and then it tapers off, and people start losing. They keep losing the weight, but not as fast. The way that this works seems to be, and everybody's body is so different. Seems to be that there's phases of, you know, losing quite a bit, and then it tapers off, and then it, you know, speeds up a little bit again and tapers up. So especially what we've seen is, especially with women, because of, you know, part of what this does too is it starts bringing the hormones into balance, and that makes a huge difference in terms of weight. And not just, I'm not just talking about, you know, estrogen, progesterone, whatever, but thyroid hormone, the adrenal hormones, you know, all DHEA, all of the whole endocrine system basically is starting to come back into more of a balance. Yeah.
Do you have to keep, you know, more fluids up during the day?
I really recommend that people do that. Yes, I think that's a very big part of any program.
Yeah, well, it is.
And the colon cleanse too.
Yeah, I mean, it helps to keep those toxins moving out of the body and keep the metabolism, you know, firing properly and all of that kind of thing. Yeah, thank you. That's a very big piece. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of people who are who are so super sensitive
Mm.
that whatever medication they're given, or perhaps even your product here, I don't know,
Mm.
that it will act on their body and give them the opposite effect to what they're wanting.
No, I haven't actually seen that. I have seen occasionally people whose body starts detoxifying. So and during that detox phase, their symptoms can get worse before they start getting better.
Yeah.
It's part of the detox phase. People that work in the health profession are familiar with it, but that's the only thing I've seen
You've
from
heard of.
that perspective.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a sister, and she would benefit from this so much, because you basically, every single scenario you described her, she's got so many
Really?
things happening.
Wow.
And whenever she takes medication for, we'll say, to help her sleep, it'll keep her up all night.
Uh-huh.
And if she wants something to keep her awake, it'll put her to sleep.
Yeah.
It's really quite bizarre, and she tells me it's not in the mind.
Yeah. That's
whatever.
actually extreme adrenal fatigue will do that. Somebody whose adrenals are so fatigued from the stress of whatever's going on in the body can actually have that response.
And she says that she's got candida throughout her body, throughout her whole system.
Oh my gosh.
And if she takes something to kill it off, and there's a few things around that she works with, it works so efficiently and so fast that she is so ill that she has to stop it.
Right, of course.
Yeah, she just gets put in bed for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So she lives in this dreadful circle of feeling grotty and moaning, wanting to do something, and when she does it,
it has
puts her
Oh, the poor woman! My goodness, fancy living like that.
Is she average size or
So
slight, or is she overweight?
She's overweight. Yeah.
Sometimes that doesn't help.
Yes, I'd say not.
Wow.
So I'm going to recommend this. She lives in Christchurch.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful for somebody like that, in a situation like that. This is one of those exception things. Is that I would actually start her off with a much smaller amount. Just because what we don't want to do is for her body to go, whoa, this is amazing. Let's do this, and this, right?
Put her in bed for a week.
And
yes, and put
then put her on.
I mean, that would be awful.
Yeah.
So so I'd recommend just starting off with maybe even just 2 bottles a month.
2 bottles a month. Oh, right.
So 60 mils.
So 60 mils a day, basically, which is not very much.
Would you put it in water as well?
And I put it in, thank you, yes, I'd put it in water so that it's very diluted. Just get it to sip it throughout the day.
Was she like that before the earthquake?
Yes, she was. Yeah, she's been like this
Because
for.
adrenal fatigue and the
Oh, I know.
all that stress is all those quakes. I think
Absolutely.
everybody in Christchurch has adrenal fatigue more or less.
Sure.
There's some very stressed people in Christchurch.
Oh my
yes.
gosh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, it'd be wonderful if it would do something for her. That would be so fantastic.
Absolutely, it would. Trust me. Very good.
Well, I mean, from
Yes,
personal
yes.
experience,
Yes.
Would you do Tahibo?
Tahibo would be
Candida.
wonderful to do with it, yes, absolutely, because that would address the candida issue too, in a way that wouldn't be overwhelming to her system. So we have a product called Tahibo. It's a herbal tincture, and what you could do is mix it with the Body Balance, just a little bit, like 1 dropper full maybe, start with, and it's a natural antifungal, it's a natural antimicrobial, so it's a natural antibiotic basically. It's very, very good for candida. And one of the things you would have to do with her, because her candida is so systemic and so severe by the sound of things, it's an alcohol tincture. So what she would have to do, because candida loves alcohol, it feeds on it, yes. And so what you would have to do is put it in hot water. So basically it's a little bottle with a dropper in it, right? you would just put a dropper full in some hot water in a cup and leave it for a couple of minutes, and the alcohol will evaporate off, and then just pour it in and mix it with the Body Balance and drink it.
That's good
Yeah.
to know then.
Yeah. That would be, thank you, that's a good suggestion. That would be amazing for her. Yeah, I don't have any here either.
Oh, so can you give the price on this Be Lean stuff?
We actually don't have the pricing yet. We're waiting for it to come. And they said it's going to be about another week before we get the pricing yet. So. Sorry. We're all waiting for that.
Product won't get
Yeah.
here till mid to end February. So it's on a ship in a container right now.
Yeah, it's on its way. We just have to wait till it gets here.
They've only just started selling it in the States on the 1st or 2nd of
Yeah,
January.
so it all got released together and ours got put on a ship. Yeah.
We're just lucky that Michael and Krista only just came over. And
So we
brought us-
managed to get the very first order that came out. They flew it out to us so that we got it before we got to the airport. So we can actually bring it out and show everybody it's real, it's here. Yeah.
Oh, right. So that you make a drink out of that in the mornings?
You make a drink out of it. Actually, this one you do twice a day. And the meal replacement you can do once or twice a day. And you can make your own meal replacement for whatever you want to do. But so it's a powder, you mix it with water, drink it in the morning, and then you do another one early afternoon. Simple.
Do you do it with food or away from food?
Doesn't seem to matter. Most people have been doing it in between eating, so not actually with food. Although a couple of people that I was with the weekend before last, were putting it in their morning smoothie. So I guess everyone's different.
Both ways.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's going to work either way. Yeah, which is one of the great things, because one of the things that you don't want to do with anybody that's on any kind of program like that is you add more stress.
Exactly. It's too hard then.
Right, too hard to do. I mean, you want to make it easy, simple for people.
It's very simple.
It's very simple. Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy some.
Okay, great. Well, we'll have to let you know when it's
Yes,
available.
I will start. Yes, we'll start on that.